if a person applied something that would be a primary fragrance on their body, so let's say a perfume, a typical perfume that you would buy from a perfume store, right? That would fall under primary fragrance. So let's say they applied that on their body or on their garment after entering the state of Ihram, or they used a non-primary fragrance on their garment after entering the state of Ihram, then this is the flowchart that they have to look at. Okay, this is the flowchart. So let's take the example of someone who used perfume on their body. So perfume, as we said, falls into primary fragrance because it is something used primarily as fragrance and it's considered by people to be a fragrance. Yes? So let's say a person applied perfume after entering the state of Ihram and they applied it on their body. So now in this case, we're going to ask them, okay, why did you apply that perfume? Well, they say, okay, why does a person apply perfume? Because I want it to smell nice. So we look at the flowchart and we see that, okay, was it applied without a valid excuse on the body? Was it applied with a valid excuse on the body? Or was it applied on the garment? And all of this applies to after entering the state of Ihram. In our case, we see that it was applied without a valid excuse on the body, and so therefore it will be a prohibited action. And so now the ruling will be a dam will be liable if any amount of a strong fragrance was used, or if the fragrance was weak, maybe it was a cheap perfume, but it was used on an entire limb, right? If these two conditions are not met, then a person will be liable for a charity. Also, what's very important to understand is that before paying that dam, the fragrance must be removed, it must be washed off, right? Or otherwise, a second dam would then apply if a person paid the dam and they had not washed off that fragrance. Okay.